In the early 20th century, the German poet Bertolt Brecht embraced communism, and his new beliefs began to appear clearly in his literary works. When the Nazis came to power in Germany, Brecht became a target and was forced to flee to America. He settled in Los Angeles, where he met other German dissidents who had escaped from Hitler. Together, they formed something like a communist political group, and Brecht wrote several films and plays. However, they were not well received because they criticized capitalism, the very system America was preparing to lead. The United States, the main enemy of communism at the time, would never allow a communist revolution on its soil. So, authorities filed serious charges against Brecht and his colleagues and summoned them to court. The group gathered to decide what to do. They resolved to face the court and, instead of defending themselves, planned to read passages from Karl Marx and Lenin's works in court. Brecht tried to stop them. He told them there was no point in doing something that looked heroic, but was actually foolish and reckless. They ignored his advice. On the day of the trial, one by one, they mocked the court and read excerpts from Marx and Lenin. When it was Brecht's turn, the last to appear before the judges, he politely and respectfully answered all questions. He denied being a member of the Communist Party, explored friendships with some of them. When asked about his revolutionary writings, he said, "I wrote revolutionary literature against Hitler, which communists later used to promote their ideas." When the prosecutor read out one of Brecht's communist poems, Brecht did not deny writing it. Instead, he said, "I wrote the poem in German, and it has been mistranslated into English." The court not only acquitted Brecht, but also recommended that his residency be facilitated by the immigration office. The rest of his colleagues were imprisoned, while Brecht returned home. Personally, I dislike people who change their colors. I admire those who stand tall and defend their principles and beliefs. It was not without reason that Hamza, the leader of the martyrs, was martyred, or that the man who stood before a tyrant ruler, spoke the truth, and was killed for it, was praised. Taking a stand is like driving a nail into the coffin of oppression. However, to be fair, we must admit that sometimes matters require strategy rather than confrontation, and that some confrontations are nothing more than acts of suicide. A person must always consider the consequences. Nature teaches us a lesson in politics. When a violent storm blows, the branches of trees break because they try to resist it, while the soft grass survives, because it bends until the storm passes. Muslims were not permitted to fight during the early Meccan phase of Islam for two main reasons, in my view. Faith comes before the sword. Because the balance of power would have made fighting Quraysh suicidal. How could the Muslims, few and weak, unable even to stop the execution of Yasser and Sumayya, possibly engage in a military confrontation? Finally, I hope this message resonated with you. This was a reflection based on a piece by the renowned writer Adham Sharkawi. Which part of the message stood out to you the most? Let us know in the comments to help our community grow. We truly appreciate your support, so please like, share, and subscribe to Abbas Talk. See you in the next video.